Hi, greetings of the day. This is Professor Ramakrishna. Welcome to my YouTube channel RKversity. Through this YouTube channel, that is RKversity, I wish to share my knowledge along with the students and help them to succeed in their career or in their examinations. Hundreds of videos on finance, accounting, research methods, then statistical applications, Excel, etc. are created and uploaded on this channel. Whenever time permits, have a look at and expand or learn new things in finance, accounting and research. As a part of my lecture series, in this lecture I am going to explain you the Treynor ratio. So the Treynor ratio is a risk adjusted performance measure of a mutual funds or also securities. Importantly, this is used along with the Sharpe index in assessing the performance of a mutual funds. Now I'll take you to my OneNote where I explain you the definition of a Sharpe ratio, the formula to calculate Treynor's ratio, as well as the difference between Sharpe index and Treynor's index, and then the interpretation of a Treynor ratio. Treynor ratio, also called as a Treynor index, is a performance measure of a mutual funds, or also this can be used to measure the performance of equities or securities. So a Treynor's ratio shows the risk adjusted performance of the fund. So when you're talking about a fund, it is a mutual fund and this considers a risk adjusted performance measure. Here in a Treynor's ratio, the denominator is a beta. That is, a beta is your measure of your market risk. Market risk, or also called as your systematic risk or undiversifiable risk. Whereas thus it takes into the account of a systematic risk of a portfolio, that is your market risk. Now this Treynor index is extended or extension of a work by Jack Treynor, who extended the work of a William Sharpe by formulating a Treynor's ratio. So the Treynor ratio is similar to a Sharpe ratio, but the only difference between the two ratios is it's a denominator. If you look at the Sharpe index, in case of a Sharpe index, this is a return on a portfolio minus risk-free rate, and your denominator is a standard deviation of a portfolio, that is unsystematic risk or a unsystematic risk or a stock specific risk is considered in a Sharpe index, whereas in Treynor's index the denominator is a beta value. The numerator of a risk premium, it is going to be the same. However, the denominator, instead of a standard deviation or unsystematic risk, it is going to be a beta or a market risk. So here, if you look at the formula of Treynor's ratio, it is a similar, the numerator is a similar like a Sharpe index. However, the denominator is a beta value, that is your systematic risk, market risk or undiversifiable risk. Now how is that we are going to interpret the Treynor index is that Treynor's index or a Treynor ratio implies that the fund has a better risk adjusted return than that of another fund with a lower Treynor ratio. In the sense, the fund which is having a higher Treynor ratio is better when comparing with the fund with a lower Treynor ratio. So here we have an example. Say here you have two funds. One is the average return is 11% here. Risk-free rate is 6 and the beta of the fund is a 2. And there is a second fund which the average return is 8%, beta is 0.85. So we'll calculate for two funds, that is KT and CR. These are two funds and their returns, that is the return on a portfolio. Here it is 11% and this is 8%, and the beta estimate is 2 and 0.85. For both the securities, the risk-free rate, that is on a 90-day treasury bill, is 6%. So using this we can calculate the values. That is your equation is that return on portfolio minus risk-free rate upon beta of a portfolio. So for the first one, return on the portfolio is 11 minus risk-free rate is 6, then the beta is 2. Whereas for the second one, your risk-free return on a portfolio is 8 minus risk-free rate is 6%, then beta of the stock or portfolio is 0.85. Now here 11 minus 6 is 5. So 5 upon 2 is the beta value. So 2.5 is the Treynor index, whereas in case of 8 minus 6 is 2 upon 0.85. So this has got a 2.35. So the Treynor index for KT is 2.5 and for CR is 2.35. So the KT has got a higher TI, that is a higher Treynor index. So this is considered as a better comparing with the CR. So like this, what is that we do is we consider the market risk or systematic risk of individual stocks and compare. And then what is that we do is if you have more than 2 stocks, then we simply rank them according to the Treynor's ratio. To the best of my understanding or knowledge, both the Sharpe index and the Treynor index, when you rank a securities using these two, more or less they give the similar results. So this is how you need to calculate the Treynor index and interpret the result. In isolation, Treynor index will not be of much helpful, but for a ranking of a mutual funds, ranking of a securities, Treynor's index is much more helpful, or a useful tool. So thank you for watching my lecture on Treynor index. So when time permits, please do visit RKversity website, where from you can download hundreds of YouTube links directly onto your mobile or anywhere. So simply you don't need to, in the sense it's a kind of a playlist. So simply you download a playlist or watch the lecture on your go or anywhere. Thank you. Keep watching.